Good afternoon, Pokésports, and welcome to another VGC Battle Stadium Series 7 video, bringing you NIDOKING. Now, NIDOKING is not very popular in the current meta, but it is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Ever since I started YouTube back in 2014, NIDOKING was always a staple Pokemon of mine, especially next to like a Quash Murkrow. That used to be like a very old common strategy with my old YouTube channel. So I want to go ahead and give NIDOKING the chance that he has to, shine here in Series 7. Now, obviously, everyone will tell you, why are you using NIDOKING? Just use Landorus. So I tried to remove every reason that I ever needed to use Landorus with my team. NIDOKING is very bad speed, so I have Thundurus here to raise my speed with max airstreams, because we're never going to really be Dynamaxing the NIDOKING unless we're in very dire situations to live attacks, because you actually lose the sheer force and you start getting damage taken from Life Orb as well if you do Dynamax. So that's not really what you want to do with NIDOKING. You kind of just want to outspeed and then just win the game. So we have the Thundurus here to help us out with that. We have the Crest here just to give us a little bit of a Trick Room answer in case our opponent sets up Trick Room. Remember, our strategy is to get faster with NIDOKING, so if they set Trick Room, that'll ruin our strategy. Moving on, we also have the Incineroar to remove the need for Intimidate, and also give us the ability to access Fake Out, which is really big for NIDOKING as well. The biggest issue here is that we kind of have a common weakness, but Cresselia does take care of that a little bit by having Levitate. We also do have the Kartana to take care of Finnies, because Finny is the only Tapu that we don't like. And speaking of Finny, and speaking of Tapus we don't like, let's use one. We have the Finny here on our team because Water Fairy is honestly such a good typing. It's another defensive wall for the NIDOKING. It covers NIDOKING's weaknesses very well. So here it is on the team. Anyway, that's NIDOKING team. If you guys are excited to see it here on the channel, you know what to do. Hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and let's get on to these spicy battles. I can't wait for this one. I wonder how NIDOKING does against Glacier. I know it does well against the Lucky, so that makes me a little bit happy. Actually, my whole team as a whole does well against the Lucky, which is nice. That Dragapult is going to be a little bit of an issue. We'll bring the Incineroar just for that Dragapult. We could also bring the Tapu Fini for that Dragapult. Actually, maybe Tapu Fini, because Tapu Fini does deal with the Urshifu. You know what? Why not both, right? Let's go ahead. We'll do NIDOKING. We'll do Thundurus, because that is kind of our common strategy as a lead. And then we can bring the Incin in the back with the Tapu Fini to take care of all of the weaknesses that I could possibly think of on my opponent's team. Anyway, common question of the day. What do you prefer? NIDOKING? NIDOQUEEN? I get mixed opinions, honestly. If you guys don't know the difference, I guess competitively the difference is NIDOKING hits harder but dies faster, and vice versa for NIDOQUEEN. It'll live longer but hits less hard. Anyway, Dusclops and Dragapult. My opponent is going for something here. I don't quite know what it is, but I feel like I should be terrified. We do have Expert Belt, which is nice. And we also do have the Life Orb. This will do a lot of damage if we go for the Dragapult. I feel like Dragapult is gonna get Shadow Sneaked right now, which terrifies me so much. I'm gonna go for the Ice Beam, and I'm going to go for the max Airstream. I'm gonna double in the Dragapult, just because I feel like there's no Trick Room happening here. You don't lead with the Dragapult and a Dusclops to just set up Trick Room, right? That makes absolutely no sense. So let's just go for this play. See how much a Sheer Force Life Orb boosted Ice Beam does to a D-Max Dragapult. I'm terrified. Are you terrified? See, my only issue with choosing Thundurus Incarnate over Dragapult as my, I guess, Airstream user was that Dragapult is faster. So I was like, let's just hope we don't go against Dragapult too often. Guess what? First game we're whipping out this team, it's Dragapult. Hello, Shadow Sneak. So I'm not afraid to go for super effective moves. Nidoking, I need you to not get hit right now. I really hope they went for the Thundurus. Max Flare. What? Into Thundurus? What? Special Pult? That is the weirdest play I've ever seen. You just... What? They just used their Dynamax +2 to go for a Max Flare? Well, thanks. I guess they want to see Nidoking work too. That makes me happy. I'm baffled right now. Anyway, I could not be any happier. Nidoking has everything it needs to sweep this game. All I need is one boost. The second Nidoking gets one boost, I don't know, maybe they were predicting a switch into Kartana or something. It could very well be the case. Anyway, that Urshifu does not threaten me too much. Yeah, I think I just double an Urshifu here. I think that's the play. We just go for a nice little Earth Power and an Airstream into Urshifu just in case it's sashed. It is sashed. Now, in all honesty, my opponent probably goes for the Trick Room setup this next turn. But at the very least, we force them to make a decision, right? And we know that he doesn't have weakness policy on the Glacier, so we can actually start firing off super effective attacks into it right away. Which is amazing, because I have Insane in the back. I can Intimidate spam, I can do a lot of things. No Trick Room, okay. I don't know, Nidoking's popping up. This is exactly how I envisioned it to work, but I thought the Dragapult was gonna ruin it for us. Rillaboom, okay. Rillaboom causes a little bit of issues for us. But thankfully the Thundurus does kind of clean up the Rillaboom, huh? I'm gonna Protect just to avoid a Fake Out. And I'm gonna Airstream again for the third time. Battle was canceled. Nidoking taking games already. I mean, yes, you could say, hey Kevin, no offense, but Thundurus did a lot of that work. Nidoking helped. See how much Nidoking helped? One, Nidoking finished off the Urshifu at 1 HP. And two, finished off the Dragapult at like 20 HP. Not too shabby. Anyway, next battle. Next battle against Beatrice running the Incineroar, actually. Incineroar and Gardevoir. Gardevoir can be a little bit of a threat, but I think my biggest fear on her team is definitely going to be the P2. Because like I said, Trick Room does not fare well for my team. I do have Cresselia to kind of avoid it as much as I can. But in all honesty, I don't even want to result or I don't even want to like rely on that too much. What do I think her lead is? I think Zapdos definitely comes in as the lead. Zapdos just kind of seems too obvious. So let's do Thundurus Nidoking again. And that's pretty safe. We can go for the safe bet there. We have to bring the Incin just so we can have... Oh, that gives us a lot of like ground weaknesses. But I think we have to bring Incin just so we have some way of dealing with his physical attackers there. Or her physical attackers. And then maybe Kartana in the back. Yeah, let's do Kartana in the back. This Kartana is neutral to ground, very defensive, so we should be able to take incoming things from Landorus. We don't want to lead with the... We don't want to lead with the Kartana. We definitely want to lead with the Defiant user, right? Just in case she wants to switch in Landorus turn 1 or like, you know, do something with Intimidate and lower my stats. Zapdos P2. Okay, so... She's forcing us to make a decision here. Do we value removing the Zapdos from the game, or do we value removing the Trick Room possibility? I'm going to say I value removing Porygon 2 from the game. Personally, that's what I value. I think, honestly, Trick Room will ruin us. I think it's actually pretty safe. Actually, it's not safe to go for Earth Power at all. I'm going to go for Sludge Bomb. Because it's also Stab, also gets boosted by Life Orb. It's a little less powerful. I think 10 base power less than Earth Power. But Ally Switch is possible. Also, the switch into Landorus is possible, which would ruin my Earth Power. So let's not play that game. We're just going to double into this P2 with Thundurus. I know Thundurus is not going to do enough damage to KO the P2. My only hope is that Thundurus has enough damage to where Nidoking can clean it up. It's a little bit spicy. It's a little bit spicy turn. Also, a little bit of a spoiler for next week. I'm going to have a balloon week. The week of balloon. It's going to be a week where we have Drifblim on every single team alongside the Tapu just to prove that Drifblim is broken. Welcome to Balloon Week, starting next week. Keep your eyes peeled. I don't think I can KO that P2 with Sheer Force Life Orb stab. Oh, that is such a tanky P2. Maybe if I was a Life Orb Thundurus, but not... Nah. Not even close, dude. That's a little underwhelming. Anyway, he went for the Lightning. Okay. As long as they don't Trick Room here, we're fine. Just Ice Beam my Nidoking, right? Do it. Ice Beam. Ice Beam. Yes! Okay, perfect. He's going doubling into Thundurus. Alright, that's not great. But at least Thundurus can clean up the P2. Actually, let's go for the Max Lightning onto Zapdos at least. I guess it doesn't matter what we go for. So yeah, let's Max Lightning onto Zapdos. And let's go for the... Does he have any Steel types? Or does she have any Steel types she can switch into? Not really. Okay, good. Let's keep going for Sludge Bombs into the P2. That should be enough to clean up. I believe that's enough. Then we'll get our Max Lightning off onto the Zapdos. See how much damage we could do. There's like 30-ish%. And we'll get Sludge Bomb to KO the P2. We stopped the threat of Trick Room, which is amazing. Nidoking getting KOs. Big. Another Max Lightning into my Thundurus. Will knock out my Thundurus, but hey, I got a +1 Nidoking on the field. I think that's all we need. And they have not started setting up Airstreams. They get access to only one Airstream this next turn, possibly. So we have ways around this. I think we're going to Incineroar here. Actually, Landorus. Okay. I have Airstream on... Ugh. I can still Fake Out, though. This is still fine. I think I can still Ice Beam. I can Fake Out Landorus. Do one of two things. I can Ice Beam Zapdos, or... Because what is her last Pokemon? I guess we could always find that out, right? I could also just, like, Parting Shot Zapdos. Right here. I feel like the Nidoking is going to be, like, the target. So we could actually just... Protect? I don't think Landorus stays on the field against Nidoking. Unless she doesn't know I have Ice Beam. Which she might not know. Okay. She might not know I have Ice Beam. So, yeah. Since I haven't revealed it, I'm going to make this play instead. And I'm going to go for the KO on Landorus. Because I think that's really important right now. Okay, good. She didn't know. Amazing. That's okay. I'm so happy I changed my moves up. If I didn't reveal Ice Beam, she has no reason to assume I have Ice Beam. So let's just remove a Landorus from the game. Okay, good. I'm happy. That's like one of the few times where you change your mind and it works. Anyway, the Airstream is going to connect onto Nidoking. It will knock me out. We're living at 9, boys. Did I say Nidoqueen was the tanky one? No. Nidoking. Not bad at all. Living at 9. Into Arcanine. What's good about this? Actually, no, we do just still go down because they went for an Airstream on Zapdos. So it doesn't actually make a difference too much. But hey, it's still nice. Actually, how do I take out the Zapdos? I guess I have the Parting Shot on it and Protect. I think that's our play. Arcanine could also have E-Speed, which is bad. I feel like, if anything, at least Zapdos can't T-Bolt, and whatever move Zapdos goes for is gonna miss. This might just be like a Heat Wave and then like attack into my instant. Arcanine protects. Okay. That's honestly okay. As Zapdos goes for Heat Wave. This should not do a lot to Instant. I'm going to be able to get a -1 off. We're pretty much free. The only issue is Zapdos has Heat Wave. Arcanine has Fire moves. I have a Kartana in the back, which will not do much against those two typings. But hey, I guess I should go into it. And what I will do is hard swap right back into good old Incineroar. Part of me wants to sack Kartana, just so I can get Earth Power off on Arcanine. Yeah, let me just Earth Power on Arcanine. At least make an attempt to, right? Let's also hope this is tanky Zapdos with no speed IVs, and maybe my max speed timid Nidoking can outspeed it, but I highly doubt it. My other hope was to go for double protect, but we outspeed it! That's a tanky Zapdos! Instant avoids! Doesn't matter. But hey, this is fine. What? Do my eyes deceive me? Nidoking just outsped Zapdos? Alright, going into Kartana. I mean, we take those, right? We take those. Unless I'm missing something. I have to be missing something, right? I only got one Airstream, then I went for Max Lightning, then I died. They went for 2 Max Lightning, then 1 Max Airstream. I have to be missing something. There's no world where Zapdos should be outspeeding. I mean, where Nidoking should be outspeeding a Zapdos. I can't really go for anything, so I guess my highest damage output would be Leaf Blade. And Fake Out. Just to get as much chip damage as I can off on the Zapdos before I just Snarl spam it to death. Honestly, that's very sizable damage. I can respect that damage. Now let's Snarl. Let's go for Leaf Blade. If my... I don't think Kartana outspeeds now, because Kartana never got received that +1 speed boost, so... I mean, there was, like, a Trick Roomon in the lead. This could just be a very slow Zapdos. Even Kartana could live a Heat Wave, a Self-Vested Kartana, boys! That has to be tanky Zapdos. Anyway, doesn't matter. Kartana's gonna clean up the Zapdos. Not too shabby. A very good showcase for Nidoking again. Again. What is with these Pokemon doing well in Series 7? It's blowing my mind. I did well with Double yesterday. Here I am with a Nidoking now. The fear of Dusclops and Glacier is great. But wow, my opponent locked in quickly. I think they might go Alecki as the lead if they locked in that quick. I don't know why I have that assumption, but I'm gonna stick to that gut play. Something in my soul is telling me that. If they locked in that quickly, they knew exactly what they were doing against my team. They had some type of a strategy in mind, as I have hiccups live on camera. And yeah, maybe Lucky, or maybe they just do Dusclops Glacier with two Mons in the back. Who knows? But I think regardless, Nidoking and Thundurus are pretty good options here. I think along with those two, Kartana for sure, because my dude has no fire types on that team. And then Incineroar, because his whole team is physical for the most part, right? Yeah, let's do that. I mean, I could bring Cress as an option. It did cross my mind, but I think Incineroar is necessary against the Glacier. Especially with how oppressive like a Glacier can be. With the weakness policy, if that is what he decided to go for. I don't remember if I gave a common question of the day. But to be honest, I'm running out of ideas. There it is, Regieleki Landorus. My dude just clicked the 4 first Pokemon he had. Alright. Thanks for the Intimidate. Here's the thing, though. Wait, let's pay attention. See if he has... See if this is Disquake. Okay, he doesn't have Air Balloon Unlucky. That's good to know. What I'm going to do is Ice Beam Landorus. I think Landorus wants to max Rockfall my Thundurus. It's what I've seen Landorus doing whenever this situation happens. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to Dynamax and Max Guard this. I'm making a next turn prediction. I'm making a really big play right now. I'm assuming that my opponent is like, oh, I messed up. Let me try to Dynamax and fix it. Which is like kind of the win con that I'm playing towards. And like worst case scenario, yeah, he knocks out my Nidoking, right? I still have a +1 land Thundurus on the field. I don't lose anything with this play. There it is. Okay, I made that prediction, and I'm so happy that I did. Unless this is like a Dynamax Lecky, I think we'll be okay. Okay, it is the Landorus. Now, is this the AV Landorus? There's the guard to protect ourselves for 1 turn here. And the reflect, okay. So he's not going to protect himself from the Ice Beam, which is really big news. We're actually outspeeding and just OHKOing the Landorus. I would be so mad if I were my opponent right now. And this dude just... Why is Nidoking so fast? Can we like talk about that for a second? Like, what is Nidoking's base speed? I mean, that'll do it. Let's get another one in here. Okay, Max running the nut combination with the Nihilego, the Urshifu, and the Thundurus. Actually, I think this is the exact team. This is like the exact team, like the broken team that everyone's running. So at least we know what everything does. I'm a little bit sad we're going against it because it's honestly very annoying, but I think we can actually deal with it very well with our team. Like, ironically, Nidoking does well against almost every Pokemon on this team except for the Rotom Heat. So we kind of just need to bring the Finny to deal with the Rotom Heat and then the Instant to deal with the Kartana. And I think we're pretty set there. I think we're actually pretty set. Thing is, if they lead with Clefairy, I'm pretty sure Nidoking destroys Clefairy. Especially as most Clefairy sets tend to go for, like, you know, defensive, not especially defensive. So Nidoking here can just, like, totally take advantage of that. Also, I guess I should have mentioned, yeah, I'm running a special Nidoking. Physical is also an option. I don't like Intimidate, though. And I want my lead with my Nidoking and my Thundurus to just be anti-Intimidate, so I can almost always lead it every single time, which I honestly have been every single battle. So I decided to go for special, and honestly, I do believe that Nidoking has a better special move pool than physical. Yes, it gets access to, like, Poison Jab and Earthquake, I think. It gets access to Poison Jab, but it gets access to Earthquake. And, you know, those moves like that, but Ice Beam, though. Ice Beam, though, is kind of a big one. Especially in this current meta with all these grass types and, you know, Landorus, our one true enemy. Our one and only comparison, as my opponent goes with the Nihilego and Clefairy. This is a Nidoking field day. A Nidoking field day. So here's what we do. We go for the Protect, because the very obvious Meteor Beam is obvious. And then we go for a Sludge Bomb into Clefairy. And then next turn we attack. So we're going to protect the Thundurus just so we don't get Meteor Beamed. Yes, it will leave the Nihilego at +1. But this is fine. This Protect is actually very big. Because what it will allow us to do is clean up the... Say this doesn't KO the Clefairy, which I'm assuming it will. But say it doesn't KO the Clefairy. What it'll allow us to do is clean up the Clefairy next turn, get the +1 with the Airstream, and then clean up the Nihilego, whose item we already know of. And just end the game right there. Okay, never mind. Clefairy just goes down. Okay. That makes our job a little bit easier. Now, all we have to do is take care of whatever comes in. Kartana. Okay. I think that's honestly tolerable. That's definitely tolerable. We're going to Airstream the Kartana and just clean up this Nihilego. Let's make sure there's no flying. Okay, there is a Rotom Heat in the back. So what that makes me want to do is actually Ice Beam the Kartana. We're going to take this turn to double into Kartana here, who could be the Dynamax. But with that imminent threat of, you know, the Rotom switch in, I think this is a pretty safe play. I don't think they keep the Nihilego here in, especially since that team knows what Thundurus does. It has a Thundurus on the team, and they're fully aware of what Airstream can do. They don't keep that. They keep it in. Wow. That baffles me. That really baffles me. I didn't think they would do that. But anyway, I guess we have to stick to this play now. He might not have Rotom in the back, so that could just also be an option. Could also just be a Protect with Nihilego for that very reason. Is it a Dynamax something? Probably the Kartana here. Yep, it is the Kartana. I'm curious to see how much Ice Beam is going to do to the Kartana. I believe this is an Assault Vested Kartana, if this is the exact team, which it looks like it is, that I was using the other day. Okay, it was just Protect with Nihilego. I think he's going to go for the KO onto the Nidoking. I don't know if he can, though. I don't know if it's possible. If this is the exact same team that I used before, that he only has Meteor Beam, he doesn't have Power Gem on the Nihilego, so I don't think I have to be too fearful of... That's good damage. It's definitely Assault Vested. Okay, so it is probably the exact same team. Then the Airstream, I don't think this KOs. Nice, okay, good. Now, what do we think? Does this Nihilego switch into a Rotom Heat right now? I think surely it has to. And we know for a fact Kartana doesn't have Protect, right? We know for a fact it doesn't have Protect. So we can just go for the exact same play, get rid of their Dynamax very early on, and get a +2 on our Thundurus. And like I said before, if we're assuming this is the same team, Nihilego doesn't have Power Gem, which means it has to wait 2 turns before it can attack my Thundurus. In which case, I could just Protect it, if I can see it coming. Because the power was already popped for him. Nidoking's an Ice Beam, taking out the Kartana. Okay. I can't, like... I don't even know what to say. This is a top team that we're against right now. Granted, it might not be a top player, but it's a top team. They go for the Trick Room. That is a play for them. It's a very smart play for them, though. Because we didn't really bring a Trick Room answer. Thankfully, the Pokemon we have in the back aren't the fastest things in the world. They have an Urshifu, even. I think we're still okay. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna just do that, just in case. I don't think Urshifu can take out a Thundurus that's Dynamaxed. I'm just gonna go for the KO on the Urshifu. And I'm gonna hope that Nihilego only has Meteor Beam, which I definitely think it does because of the Trick Room. So it has Protect, Trick Room, Meteor Beam, probably Sludge Bomb. This Urshifu should be Choice Banded, I believe. So this is Choice Banded Wicked Blow we're about to take. We eat it up. And if he goes for the Sludge Bomb into... Yep, he does. Into the Thundurus. We'll knock out my Thundurus, but we take down Nihilego with us. And now we have Fake Out with Instant to win the game. That Beast Boost is irrelevant. We're going to clean up the Nihilego here with the Earth Power. Oh, wait. We doubled into... Oh, why did we do that? Oh, why did we do that? I'm regretting that decision now. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, we could lose now. If only I attacked Nihilego there. If only. Like I said, good news is he's locked on to Wicked Blow. So that Intimidate drop doesn't matter. So this is kind of a bad situation for us. I'm going to go for the Fake Out onto his Urshi. That's a +2 Nihilego on the field right now. I think, honestly, I have to protect this turn because I think my Nidoking is definitely the target. Because Nidoking threatens the Nihilego. If he doesn't attack Nidoking here, he doesn't accomplish anything. I do believe I take it out. Oh, so close. So close. At the very least, my Instinct can get a Snarl off this next turn and outspeed everything. Which is really nice. I should be able to take out the Urshifu there. As long as all the stars align. And I can go for an Earth Power on Nihilego. Maybe, if I am allowed to live this sludge bomb. Thing is, it's a sludge bomb, right? I might take it, right? It has to be a sludge bomb, so I think I have a chance of living this. I understand it's +2, guys. I understand, but it's resisted, and I believe in miracles. Do you believe in miracles? Nihilego avoids. Okay, as long as Urshifu goes down. I'm a little sad that Nihilego avoided a 95% accurate move. But at the very least, we live it at 3. Do you guys believe in miracles? We didn't even need the Snarl. That's game right there. Nihilego can't stand a chance against Nidoking, and that just seals its fate. What a video. What an actual showcase of one of my favorite Pokemon. Like, I can't even explain to you how much fun that was. I legitimately think this is a very strong team, and going into this, I was like, okay, this is I'm kind of memeing. I'm not really memeing. I mean, because there's no gimmick here, but Nidoking isn't the best Pokemon in the format, right? Like, that's not an unknown fact. So if I'm gonna run it, I had to run it with a lot of backbone Pokemon to really support it. But honestly, like, Nidoking was supporting the backbone at that point. Anyway, if you guys want the rental code to this team, I won't leave you waiting any longer. Here it is up on your screen right now. Make sure to grab it while it is out. I have a feeling that this is going to be a very popular rental code. At least I had so much fun with it, so you should definitely grab this one. If you have some space, if you don't have some space, make some space, because this team is a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm Kevin, this is Pokésports. Thank you so much for watching this video today. If you haven't already, joined our Discord, checked out our Twitter, go on our website, Pokésports.org, to use our damage calc, or check my team archive, then go ahead and do so. We also have some team reports up on that site as well. We have more coming in the future. And if you guys have a team that you guys feel is very good and want to share it with the world, we have a section on Pokésports.org where you can submit your team report. All you got to do is give us the plain text, and we'll take care of all the editing fanciness for you. I guess I never really advertised that, but yeah, that's always been there. So go ahead and do that if you haven't already. Anyway, I'm Kevin, this is Pokésports. Have a great night. Peace out.